Okay, ready? All right, and we're starting just a bit late here. We're a little bit late to the game as usual, functionally late. Jack, I'm joined here, my friend and colleague. We're watching Oberlin take on Depauw, a NCAC battle. Oberlin's looking to pick up their first NCAA victory, and Jack, as we take the time out right here, you're going to be starting off the game with your keys to victory.
Yeah, a little bit of technical difficulty, no matter. There's nothing we can't conquer. Soon to be Oberlin graduates, so no challenge is too tough. It's 10-10 with the first time out, so it's basically 0-0. But we'll go to my keys to victory. All right, number one, rhythm. Oberlin is 0-2 in their last two. They're 0-5 in conference. We've seen it so far a little bit in this game, but they just gotta find their rhythm, take easy shots. Good, solid plays early, solid possessions. They've had one or two that have went late into the shot clock and they've had to throw something up. Avoid that at all costs. Even if you miss the look, find your in-rhythm shots. Come off a screen, set a ball screen, dribble up, hit your spots on the floor are high percentage. Get that rhythm. Number two is welcome to the forest. So we've got 7 players on Depauw that shoot 40% or better from the three-point arc, which is phenomenal. 40% is really high. So Oberlin want to take advantage of their size with Mimun, with Dini, with Georgie, 3 big Montenegrin trees down in there. We've got a forest. Be tight on the arc, force these guys to drive in, have somebody down there on the block ready to pressure any dribble drive situation, anything like that. Send Depauw into the woods and make him try to jump above the canopy. And the last thing, an old Aaron Rodgers adage, as I'm a Packers fan and he might very well be gone, but RELAX. Relax. This Oberlin squad, as we've said, has struggled with their record. They have 5 losses by less than 5 points. It's a new coach. Guys are coming in their own a little bit. The record would look a lot different if those games would have went the other way, but just take a deep breath. Shots aren't going to go in. You're going to foul. You're going to turn the ball over. Get past that. Just relax and play the game.
Slow it down. Pull it back out. To Jacobs, who's going to take it, kick it out to Johnson, back to me.
We're looking to be battling a tight game here, Jack. We don't have the likes of John Schooner. It's an unfortunate loss for us. Let me see if I can focus in on our game here.
It's 13.
Yeah, no Johnson. It's a sad day to not have our third amigo, third musketeer with us.
Number 2, Henry Lieber, just into the game.
Could have used him too. He was frantic to start the stream off.
Yeah, I would have loved his energy here on some of these plays. Dini has been looking all right. He's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, so he's going to turn the ball over. He's going to look to create and things like that, so expect that. That's okay for him. But you obviously avoid it if you can.
Jacobson going to drive to the basket, and that'll be blocked by Raducinovic, and here comes Lieber.
We've seen so far, looking at the live stats.
Good defense there by Lilwitz to pick him up. It's going to force over. Back up.
It looks like it's Will Busquets for Oberlin that's really doing the majority of the scoring. He's got 5. He's somebody who's really come into form as of late. Beginning of the year, I think, struggled a little bit playing the shooting guard position. Your value is essentially fully set based off of, am I making shots? What is my shooting percentage? If it's low, if I'm missing shots, if I'm missing my looks. I don't feel like I don't feel good about myself because that's just as a shooting guard, that's how you value yourself and that's how you value your output. So he's really been looking really good. He's shooting crazy good in the field now. And it's really good to see. How do you feel about the yellow and black color combo, Max? What do you think?
Well, one thing I want to interject here is I've seen this Depauw court multiple times. The women's team play here pretty often. Saw them play in the in playoffs a few times last year, and it's a deadly court out there. Depauw always puts together a great broadcast. That's one thing I really can give to them, and I think the overlay of the court court next to a court is an ominous feeling to me. I feel like all this energy is going right through the bench.
Yeah, it is interesting. And I mean that fat black out of bounds line isolates this little zone, and then you got the bleachers along what looks like three sides.
Back up to Jacobson, who kicks it over to Johnson.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's sitting up compared to that other court.
Across the court.
He's out of bounds. Thank you.
Looks like he stepped out of bounds before the
that
shot.
ref's got like a white hair cap on. What do you think of like a? I've noticed sometimes, not to. Some refs are like absolutely jacked. Some refs are freaking bicep veins are tearing out of their jerseys. Their stripes, black and white kits. Like, what do you think about a ref? What's like the ideal ref look like? Because I feel like it's different for umpires. I feel like you want your umpire to look. You want your umpire to be stocky.
Pretty good defense.
I think in my mind, if I were to be an umpire, I would definitely go blazer.
Yeah. Feels like the classy way to go.
Up to Goman. Jacobson.
It is interesting, though, at this level, you got some guys that are tall. That's over the back. At this level, you do got guys that are pretty tall. Milun for Oberlin is about 6'10", 6'11". But in the NBA, when every guy's at least 6'3", it's got to be – I don't know if you get used to it, but a ref that's like 5'10", it's got to feel intimidating looking up at Shaquille O'Neal's 7'3" and telling him he committed a foul. Good board, Henry.
Kostic is off the mark, and it'll go out of bounds to the ball.
Still working on these. I want to open the chat up and notify that that's disabled. Oh, wait. Well, nothing at all leave Oberlin College with a strong degree in OBS. So.
Some sort of stoppage. Also into the game is number 12, Zach Smith for Oberlin.
The announcers there giving the freshman a shout out. He's really worked his way into this rotation. He's great. He's a great player. Defensively, just all about the business.
Back down. Pull up with the hook shot, and it's off the mark. Rebound goes to Snipes Ray. Kicks it over to Smith. Smith uses the Atostovich screen. Back to Snipes Ray. Over to Otley in the corner for three. No good. Good rebound by Cam Brown. Stolen Eagle bring it up. Dish it off to his brother, Grant Eagle.
After doing this for about 2 months now, Jack, I'm starting to really get a handle of the formations. I'm a big fan of the zone in basketball. I think organization is key. That's one of my favorites to think about. The man defense clearly not as effective.
That's the thing, is like both of them. You need great individual defenders and you need smart players. Man defense is a lot more about individual matchups. You'll see Cole Otley, who just took a shot there. He's tall and he's stocky, but lateral quickness maybe isn't his strong suit. I don't know Cole's stats super well, but like if I'm looking at Cole, I might say I'm gonna put you on a post player because of that. But in his own defense, I can say you're big. I'm putting you here. So it's different. It's like a value. It's valuing different things. But if you can do it right, I kind of like a zone. I like a zone defense.
Smith drives, and that's stolen by Grant Migo. It's getting just a little bit louder.
Also, you dribble a lot less in his own defense, and I think basketball is the less you dribble in basketball, it's the better.
You've been following these Depauw players at all? You've been doing your research?
Yeah, I mean, Hales, number 24, is their guy. He averages 18 points a game. He's shooting 40% from three, which is very, very good. Other than that, they go then the next five players in terms of scoring down the chart are Johnson, Negro, Brown, Jacobs. All those guys average between 9 to 8 points. So Hales is sort of their like primary guy. Like he has a bad game. They don't have a good game. But they're pretty deep in terms of roster. So far, based off this game, Ryan Jacobson, who I believe is a freshman. Yeah. No, he's a junior. 14. He's been seeing some minutes. I don't know if there's an injury going on, but he's looked pretty good so far to start. I would say though, if Oberlin want a decent chance of winning this game, they gotta pester Hales, make it difficult for him. And that's gonna be tough because this Depauw team's coming in on a 4-game win streak. They're 4th in NCAC rankings right now. They're 3-2 in conference, so it's kind of a tale of two different programs right now. Depauw, I kind of feel like they know who they are and they've got to just like iron out some kinks. Oberlin feel like they're still kind of trying to find themselves a little bit. So we'll see.
We are back here in Greencastle, Indiana, Neal Fieldhouse. Looks like Elijah Hales has checked back into the game for Depauw. It'll be Grant Vigo.
And you see there, that's a
right to Hales, who puts it in the lane.
out of bounds play specifically designed there to get Hales an easy shot. And that's when I was talking about rhythm at the beginning of the game. It's those sort of play calls we want to see from Oberlin. Get the ball in Deemy's hands, Will's hands, Georgie's hands. Let those guys get some quick and easy shots. Let them get in rhythm.
Kick it back out to Busquets. Busquets drives, step back, mid-range, no good.
And
Rebound by
that is not what I would consider an in-rhythm shot.
Grant Vigo will look to set the offense back up for Depauw. Hands it off to Hales, over to Brown.
And if you see here,
Brown finds Lilwitz.
Depauw
On the wing,
are
Lilwitz will drive, put the floater up, and that'll be no good.
their
Rebound.
offensive set here. I'll draw that out. Their offensive set is
Up ahead to Snipes Ray, who can't finish the fast break.
5
Rebound.
across the arc. It looks like nobody in the post. Really, maybe a little bit, but
Split 2 defenders, put the layup up, and
let's see. They might have a couple differences. I'll watch a little bit more and see if I can put that together.
6 points. He's got a chance for a 7. Jacobs will try to complete for 3-point play at the line here.
Trying to
Enable
enable
the
19-12 with 8:40 left.
the chat
chat
here
here
There's Dimitri reducing
for our fellow watchers. Make sure you guys can get involved.
We'll check back in for
Ooh.
Oberlin. Jacobs is good on the free throw.
And statistically speaking, I was looking at Oberlin and Depauw and going down the line. I mean, these teams are statistically pretty average. The two biggest differences, which is where you see maybe a difference in the record, is about 6% better from the field in Oberlin and about 6 to 8% better from 3. So rebounds, turnovers, assists, blocks, and steals, pretty much it's a coin toss on who's leading in those categories. But when it comes to taking and making shots, Depauw have a leg above Oberlin. So, and you see that in the scoreline right now. The margin is about that difference. It feels like Oberlin's are always a little bit, one pass short of finding that the more open shot, and I think that just comes with time. That's great. Ooh.
Novich is blocked by Cam Brown. The rebound to Lilwitz. The ball looks to run.
That's demoralizing, Max. Getting stuffed at the rim.
Top of the key. The screen by Brown. Hales all the way to the fence. It's good. Stretch for the ball lead to 10 points and Oberlin will take
Good timeout. I like it.
Left here in the first half.
Slowly letting that lead build up a little bit. Let the lads recenter. Now the Lions got green eyes, Max. Is that? Do Lions have green eyes?
I appreciate a green on yellow. You know? So
yeah. I'm just wondering, do Lions have green eyes? You know?
Aha. Okay. Believe I figured it out. Okay. Turns out, for anyone who's a fan of basketball, as well as a fan of streaming services, if you make a stream available for kids, the chat is disabled for, I guess, Yeah, subtle reasons, but now anyone is willing and who's willing to can interact with these streamers for this YoCast. We're Oberlin's putting up a fight. I think I was off the screen for a couple minutes here, and since I last looked, they had 14 points about 5 minutes ago, so it's not looking too great. Anyone is we're gonna run this show like a radio broadcast. So in a couple minutes here, I'm going to drop the Zoom link in the chat, and anyone is going to be able to call in and provide their opinions here today. We're lacking John Schooner, so fill his void. We'll be hoping to get some a random collection of Oberlin students. And Jack, I've been watching number 24 today. He's been the hot hand on the passes, the over the top. I used to be a big fan of the bounce pass. He's been going left, right.
Yeah. I mean, that's when a fundamental part of being a good basketball player is being able to utilize both of your hands, not only off the dribble, but finishing off the glass, and then the same with passing. I mean, it's not something that every player needs, but especially in guard play, it's if you want to play at a higher level, does kind of become a necessity. And Hales is very skilled. You can see it very well. I mean, very, very clearly that he's got a ton of skill. And he might be asked to pass a little bit more today. I don't know specifically Oberlin's game plan to stop him or limit his scoring, but I have to imagine they want him to score as little as possible, and so he might be asked to be a distributor more than a scorer. Whoever's on the camera for Depauw, I do think could do a little bit better. It's getting blurry a lot, and
defense really starting to force a lot of turnovers.
It's annoying.
Well, that one looks like a bad offense, just general communication. Yeah. Jacobson is back into the game here. Start the offense at the top of the key. He'll hand it off to Hale.
No man seen today. It's going to be it's another lacking soul. He was really the heartbeat of our last stream.
Rebound by Otastovich. Here comes
whoever's on the camera, you got to get it together, man.
Oh,
nice. Yuki does that so well.
24 to 18. Depauw with 6 minutes to play here in the first half.
So well. He's such a good dribble driver, taking the off balance look, and when you're a guard going into the lane like that, a floater is a great option. You can drop it over the top of the defender, but also, taking the off if you're trying to shot, and he does his finishing ability, taking it earlier than the defender might expect, which allows you to sort of get it off and not have that defender in the face or attempt to block it. And he's a mastermind with that. So should keep doing that as long as it's there. He had a pull-up situation there. He could have taken if he wanted it, but he chose not to.
Taking higher shots. Also out rebounded the Yeoman 16-12. Jacobs is going to kick it to Ronald Bass to Johnson. He throws it out to Hales, who puts up a three.
It's not the best there.
Lucky.
Hoping to start running up the score the other way. Yuki's been flying down the lane.
Again. That's tough. You'll notice Depauw screen a lot more than Oberlin do. Watch a Depauw offensive possession, watch an Oberlin possession. Depauw sending a lot more screens. And that's a personal choice. That's not necessary.
That'll bring us to another. With 4 minutes and 57 seconds. Half the Tigers lead.
Yikes, Max. Only 3 timeouts left already. That's not a good sign.
And they say you want to take your timeouts late in the game. I guess the first half doesn't really matter. Not really trying to stop a whole lot, but taking timeouts early. I always get the feeling that the other team's amped when you take a timeout there. Well, I see it in volleyball. The whole other bench is cheering their brains out.
Yeah, when a team takes a timeout to stop an offensive run, it's a great feeling. Sitting down on the bench, Coach is often, more in those moments. Coach is going to give you the advice, stay composed. They're going to come out looking to punch back, and so that it's a sobering moment because it's trying to stop your momentum. But it's a great feeling, running to the bench with that. I guess there's not really like an equivalent in baseball, is there? Or I guess like changing a pitcher maybe feels the same. If a coach comes in for, they call a guy up the mound because he's been leaking runs and hits.
Carry the stream for a second. Jack, I gotta get some headphones.
Solo part of the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen.
We got 7 points. Hales will take the inbounds pass, up and down inside to Lilwitz. Lilwitz will back down to Dusnovich, kick it out to Johnson over to Jacobs, back inside to Goman. Backs down to Tostovich, blocks the first effort. Goman
Get on it.
Second chance. And
nice. Oh.
Nobody save it.
Unfortunate.
That ball touched about 6 different bodies for him.
Yeah, good hustle. Good hustle.
Thanks. I don't have the. I'm not quite in the price range anymore for the AirPods, so I'm back to old school.
The cord never hurt anybody.
If Apple is watching, we're always looking for a sponsor. The Yo broadcast brought to you by blank. Another good move there.
Too hard off the glass. And you see there, the help defense, steps in a situation like that. The help defense is somebody who's guarding somebody who doesn't have the ball. And good defensive teams and defense. Oh, yeah. Beauty.
All right, Jack, I really feel situated now. I feel like the first time in all of our Yo podcasts, I can kind of just sit back and relax and enjoy a good basketball game.
Yeah, before you're always running the.
I feel like I really do have it set up now. And just like that, I thought, with all everything going our way, slam that one.
Zach, rather we put one down. Wow, quick pull.
It's not so. Is it? I guess. So I was talking to my dad recently, and he had. We were talking about our own Philadelphia Eagles. Super Bowl favorites potentially. And we're talking about Jalen Hurts. And one of the things he said he likes them across the board, but the only knock he's got on him is the quick release. He doesn't have the quickest release in the world. With your boy Aaron Rodgers, you can get that thing out quickly. Is that the same thing in basketball? You want to just pop it off quick?
Yeah, I mean that's spot on. Your ability to limit the closeout. Like the ability to limit a defender's closeout on you is key to getting off shots. You're gonna always find some shots that are wide open if you have an offense that is well organized and runs plays for it. But there's gonna be those shots that you might call 50-50. If you get it off quick, you'd be open. If you have to take your time, it's gonna be contested. And so it's absolutely right. Georgie and Demi are somebody who both kind of have quicker releases, I'd say, overall. But yeah, if you take your time getting the ball out of your hands, somebody's going to get up in your face and block it. So Steph Curry is probably the most modern example of a quick release. He gets it out so fast. It's impossible to block that shot.
Generally, the third one doesn't always go at this level.
Student section, really getting into it, Max.
They pull up to an interesting part of the court. For sure. I mean, granted, that's how they like to do it in the pros. Get all the big fans, give them those bumper blow up plastics, and go nuts.
The question will be, will they move to the other side in the second half, though? Are they going to stay on the away side?
He gets brought back, then he comes back in. He's in number 12. That is Zach Smith. Ronald Johnson getting some significant minutes here in the first half. Good to see him back. Had a tough wrist injury
Big screen up top. Doesn't want it.
towards the beginning of the season. We'll bring it up for Depauw and find Nigo in the corner who dumps it down to Brown. Brown going to work on reducing.
Oh, sure.
Cam Brown will be going to the free throw line. Chance to extend the Depauw lead.
I'm sure it's the same, Max, with baseball. Probably the same with football, but it's a little bit harder to see maybe. But definitely true in basketball. The idea of a little bit of home court advantage with referees does exist. I think we're seeing that here a little bit.
Next on the first free throw.
I almost fooled me again. The classic quarter versus halves debate we had last time.
Yeah, I was looking at that. It was like 11 minutes left, and I was like, wow, 11 minutes left in the quarter? Did they just start this? But nope, we do halves here.
And, these games fly by. It's only 6:30. We started at 6. 6:30. We started at 6.
Honestly, just filling up
the
however they can. Right now, Cam Brown's got 4 and 4.
I just think it's so stupid. I personally, I just think it's so dumb. But I guess the game is.
So I was hearing a rumor recently. Some people call you, you have a nickname in the West Gym. They call you a Chucker.
I don't know who is telling you that, but that is incorrect. I am not a chucker at all, actually.
Have you been seeing any chuckers in this game?
Not yet. I mean,
it was upsetting.
No, I wouldn't say anybody's been chucking it yet.
He'll hand it off.
Statistically speaking, everybody's made at least enough to avoid that. Although he's not in right now, but
Brown's going to go to work on Radusinovic. The hook is no good.
Who is he?
Rebound to Radusinovic.
I think 45 for Depauw. Goldman. He's been chucking a little bit.
Okay, well, under a minute remaining now, Jack. What are the keys here for Oberlin to get back into this half? Maybe get things closer to evened up.
I mean, I'd like to see them score some more points in the paint. They have really not gotten anywhere near it. And anytime they haven't shot with conviction. And the fact that Vimy and Georgie, who are 6'8" and 6'10", are spending the majority of their time on the three-point line is a waste of their God-given size. So get those big boys in the post and let them run a little bit, some post moves and stuff. But I think the key to victory for Oberlin is going to be, they just got to make shots. They just got to make shots. That's the only way they're going to win this game.
The reaching foul there?
Way back. Guarded by hands all over him. Let's call a foul. That's a foul. Thank you.
Why do they want the foul there?
That looked to be intentional.
Confused why they did that.
I mean, it looked like they just didn't get the ball out of Elijah's hands there. Yeah. Not be a shooting foul.
I don't know if that's the. I mean, they probably don't want 24 with the ball, but there's 10 seconds left. They're just going to let him.
A lot going on in the open.
They're going to run an inbounds play and get him the ball again. It's kind of. I guess they subbed in.
Brown has it. He's going to go to
and he's much better. He's real good defensively.
5 seconds left. Camden Brown comes to work every day with a hard hat and lunch pail and a whole bag of post moves. He gives you every single one of them every single night. Looks like
so who are the fans on the opposite side of the court here? These some traveling away fans?
They might
Oberlin travel as well.
I might have chucked all the way over to Indiana for this game, but I'm not really that enthusiastic about it.
Well, 9-point deficit is not the best way to start off a game in which you're looking for your first NCAC win.
No.
But,
yeah, I mean, it's been about that margin all half. So.
Ben, what are your thoughts on that first half? Full disclosure, I thought it was going to be.
They're going to come into the second half. They've been outscored 82 to 53 in the last 2 games in the second half. 30-point difference. So they got to come out of the second half with a different mentality than they have the past couple games.
I misread the statistic. My bad. We have double the points in the game. be honest, bit of a slow start.
Well, it's a
Well, it's a
disappointing first half, but
but
we've seen teams win from a whole lot worse of a situation. And
And
again, we're getting a look at
the
the green eyes of the tiger. Jack, I think when we talked about tattoos in our first broadcast, I think that one's a fantastic one to get right on your forearm. You know, that would fit you perfectly.
You think
All
it's
black and then a little bit of green shading on the eyes.
Oh, that could be interesting. That'd pop.
Or maybe you just put it right in the center of your chest.
I like that. Yeah. Maybe the eyes. Maybe I go wide enough the eyes are on my nipples or something.
Doing a good job.
And I can tattoo my nipples green.
I don't know if we can say that on stream.
I swear. I mean, yeah, it's got a real stoic look to it. It's not. I feel like some lion or tiger mascots are like roaring. Their teeth are out. They look aggressive, or they've got like a full body of a puma or like a jaguar or something, and it's like striding or like it looks very athletic. And this one's just kind of looking at you with no emotion at all. You seeing this hype video that got playing on?
I love what Depauw does. He got some great streaming ability. And where they get these shots from, it's amazing. I did watch this game. They're showing right here is Depauw versus Wabash. It was for the NCAC football championship. And Depauw took it home. It was a great watch. They had so many cameras going. They had sideline broadcasters.
And they put together a good product.
Okay, well, we're going to take a break, gather our statistics, and we'll rejoin you at the end of the second half. Maybe even give you a first half recap. We'll see if any callers want to join in. We'll also stay tuned, and maybe we'll be seeing some of the women's team, the Oberlin women's basketball team, later on in the show. Stay tuned and stay here, stay locked in. All right, it looks like we've got a classic face. He's not able to show his face today, but he's going to call in. John Schooner's on the road. I heard he's out there doing some recruiting. John, can you hear us clear?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, John, we're coming through nice and clear. John, what have you been up to?
Yeah, I'm on the road right now, scouting out OWU, getting ready for the conference matchup for the Yeomen. So, having a good time out here. Definitely seeing some good matchups for the guys, and I'll have plenty of updates for you guys later on.
Jack, can you give John a lowdown of how the game's going so far? Obviously, he can't be watching. Doesn't want to be watching and driving distracted.
Yeah, we don't want John watching, watching content and driving. So, John, I'll give you a laydown. It's a great game from Georgie so far, shooting 66% from three. He's got 11. Beamy yet to pull in through the hoop. It's a little concerning, but knowing the quality of player he is, that won't be taking too long. Oberlin down by 9. Depauw spreading the scoring around, but it's really this kid named Hales, number 24, Elijah Hales. He's just putting everything to the net, shooting 70% from the field. He's got 12 right now. It's low scoring. We're still getting used to the half structure. Blew by us faster than we thought, but it's an uphill battle, but maybe more of a hiking path than a mountain, so to put it.
What are our prospects looking like for the second half? Did we go on any good runs going into the locker room?
Didn't have any good runs at the end of the half, and the lads walked to the locker room, so I don't know what that means, but neither of those are necessarily how I'd like it.
John, is there any keys to victory? Any Schooner keys? Schooners to victory?
Well, Coach Shiva, last time we had him on during the women's game, was talking a lot about coming out of the locker room with good energy and getting the guys going. So, honestly, halftime adjustments, locking in on whatever coach is drawing up on the whiteboards right now and committing to it and being ready for the second half, I think would be, catch Depauw off guard with whatever new things they're working on right now, I think would be the strategy. Obviously, I haven't been able to see exactly what the games are going on, but based on what Jack was saying, we want to get on the board a little more. Get some scoring going, get on a couple runs. So
John, I once heard a wise man say, "Commit to it, commit to it."
Yeah,
run or pass.
Actually, he had a rough season, but in terms of being an inspirational leader, definitely.
What are the things that you think the team needs to commit to today? When you're saying when Coach Shiva's saying commit to it, what are the things they need to be calling out for?
I think something that we talked a lot about last game with the women's game was rebounding, both on the offensive and defensive glass. Think of all the second chance points you can get that can be really demoralizing to the opponent. So that's definitely something I would commit to if I were the Yeomen and if I were trying to replicate Russell Wilson's commit to it cadence.
Well, I heard the whole bench going shoot a pass.
Yeah, I wonder what that would look like. If sometimes you see in the games people on the benches doing little chants, but definitely a little different than the runner pass that the Broncos like to go with.
Might still have the same effect, though, John.
Yeah, you never know. It might.
Jack, you got any more last questions for John before he probably gets to OWU any moment now?
No,
Yeah,
nothing,
getting close.
nothing specific. Just thinking that, I mean,
Hand it back off to Brown as Brown looks it back down.
yeah, I mean, just maybe OWU's basketball shoes all get thrown in the paper shredder or something. I don't know, but accidents happen, I guess is all I'm saying. If they can't come out and play,
I'm gonna keep a lookout, Jack, for any nice shirts that the coach might be wearing for OWU. Maybe see if he has anything interesting going on, and if even maybe some of the assistants, that could be something to look out for.
That could be something. I think that'd be I think it'd be the part that puts us over the top. So take note.
Definitely.
Well, John,
Well, John,
we're in the
definitely
second half now, so thanks for calling. Thanks for sticking with us. It's nice to hear you. Depart on your way. Good luck on your scouting visit.
Thanks, guys. Bring us home tonight. Bring us a win.
Drive safe, John.
All right, bye.
Off touch, he's got a nice deep range 3.
Glad to hear from him.
1 to 29 Tigers here.
It didn't seem to bring us much luck coming out in the first half. John was saying, they got to come out with energy. I saw them shooting. Looked like they were having a good time, but right into a buried hole again.
Yeah, I mean, 3-point shots, traditionally speaking, are lower percentage, but if you're only scoring 2s and the other team's only scoring 3s, they're getting more points than you. So,
Jack, you had some stats at halftime. When you regurgitate those into the stream.
Yeah. So I threw a few of them at John, but Elijah Hales for Depauw, 5 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3-point. So his total field goal percentage 71%. That's really good. That's ridiculously good. He's got 12. The other standout performance is Brown, number 20 for Depauw, shooting 50% from the field. He's got 4 rebounds and 8 points. Oberlin side of things, Georgie, 13 points, 4 rebounds. The other glaring issue, Demi, 0 for 4 from the field. You'd like to see him sort of, I don't know, just find it. He's got to keep shooting because he's a central part of the offense, but put something down, man. Just trust yourself,
He's got 8 points today so far, has a chance for more.
We'd love to see the chat light up with some questions for the crew. We're going to have some interview questions for our basketball players out there that we could spew any information for. Of course, anyone who wants to call in too, we're taking callers.
Brown will hit the second free throw, and that extends the ball lead to 11. It's now 42 to 31. Brown's got 9. 4 rebounds as well. Here's Akubo setting up the offense for Oberlin. Now, Yuki Akubo, I thought he looked familiar. He played high school ball with Sharif O'Neal in Los Angeles over at Crossroads. Oh, wow. I thought I'd seen a video of him, and he was Sharif O'Neal.
The announcer is there pointing out that Yuki played high school basketball with Sharif O'Neal. That's Shaquille O'Neal's son. Played in LA. Great player. Last season, he had the best assist to turnover ratio in all of Division III basketball as a freshman. So he's a very capable point guard. The only thing that stopped him from going Division I was probably just his height. I mean, you got to be 6 foot, 6'1" if you want to be a capable guard at Division I level. If you're not that, if you're under 6 foot, you really gotta be big, strong, and you gotta. I just think some of the physical, which is not at all a knock on him, but some of the physical tools just aren't there for
Jack, we've been starting to miss shots here. This is Chucker territory, in my opinion. Revisit what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
And like you said, you wanted to see the big guys in and around the board.
I've seen him a little bit.
That's a hard play. Snipes Ray is a 70% free throw shooter as he connects on the first one.
So he was a 70% free throw shooter. And that would be just about average in our realm, you say?
I'd say that's about average, yeah. You get up to the professionals, 70% is maybe a little bit low, but for this Division III, 70% is pretty solid. You'd like it to be better, but if he's going to make 3 out of 4 around that, that's you can't be upset with that.
Nice pass to Brown for the win. Very nice down low. Two big men, let's go. Great pass by Grant Goman. These big men work really well together, Goman and Brown. It's baby Jokic and Jamal Murray out there.
The
DePaul announcers really take home the cake today.
Been
making some great comparisons.
They do great work.
Not as good as us, but
yeah, a solid second place. You know,
I saw with my own 2 eyes.
again we're taking another
deep shot with one of our big guys.
and
Okay.
it's
We
get a favorable call here.
the referee. You know, they haven't called much all game, which some referees I don't necessarily think that they. I don't know. The conspiracy theorist in me thinks that referees talk before the game and decide amongst each other is how physical they're going to let the game be, which, you know, maybe that's not even a conspiracy theory. Maybe that's just good for all referees to be on the same page, but they really have, you know, they've kept that whistle pretty tight most of the game.
These are not pickup games. This is real life. Kubo, we'll use it to sketch. Use a couple screens from Akostovich there.
Nice pass.
Snipes Ray. Good cut by Snipes Ray as well. Good two-man action there. That's going to cut the Paul lead back to 10.
Jay,
your stream is just miles ahead of mine at this point.
You're
hitting the stream with
way
too much information than they're ready for. You're about 10 seconds ahead.
Of you?
Of everyone.
Of me,
of what is our stream too. Throw yours on a pause for a quick 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where I am.
I'm on 36, 35.
There we go. Now we're on that. I'm seeing into the future. I'm giving advice.
Giving
advice for future Oberlin players. Should take that shot.
The secret to me being such a good analyst is I'm watching the game ahead of everybody else.
You should have been like, oh, you really should take a shot here.
Yeah.
That's not that time.
But Oberlin doing a little bit better job of like, I mean, you dribble for a lot of different reasons, but one of the best reasons to dribble the basketball and go somewhere around the court is to occupy unoccupied space or just like force the defense to move and then cutting off of that or just opening up other players. Oberlin's doing a better job of that now. If you see somebody that's a travel. You see somebody just like aimlessly dribbling, that's not a good use of it, and it just creates stagnant and it allows the defense to get in a good position. So keep dribbling.
6 seconds left to go.
Moral of the story.
Leads Oberlin 47-37. Right now. Media timeout.
Good.
This tiger staring into my soul on every timeout.
It feels like that one painting where wherever you move in the room, it's looking right at you, which is maybe the point, you know.
So
Jack, you're on campus for winter term. How's that going for you?
Oh, it's great. I mean, about 150 people here, tight knit crew. All of us now. We're getting to know each other real well. I played some pickup a couple days ago. It was good. Low turnout, but knocking the rust off. It's been a little bit since I've had a basketball in my hand, but you know, every day goes by the same as any other. They cut down some trees in front of East Hall, though. That's the big news.
Big
news on campus.
Big news. Everybody's talking about it.
That's great.
Now they're calling a media timeout here. I don't know if the team actually burned a timeout or not.
That must be because Depauw is so good at their job. They actually have ad revenue to bring in. I look at the scorers table and I see. Well, you can't see it now, but when they scan over to the scorers table, it says Depauw Tigers. It looks to me like the Duracell battery logo. Tell me when you get a look right here.
Oh yeah, it does. It just it looks like a Duracell battery. Good shot.
Yeah. As
those kind of shots that we know get us back into this game. Been trailing by 10 points for a long time now.
And there's a veteran play there from Yuki. I mean, what is probably maybe a little bit of a moving screen. Selling that by, he's not necessarily flopping as much as he's just like, I mean, I guess somebody would call it flopping, but I wouldn't say that was, just being very clear with the referee that this was very physical contact, because some people can make it look as though a lot of physical contact doesn't look that way. You're doing a good job selling that so the referee knows. But yeah, no, Max, those shots are what we need. We need that kind of stuff. We didn't get that in the first half as much.
Well, I was just saying that the second half was going pretty quickly there. 5 minutes later, we've only played 20 seconds. That tends to be what happens.
Love watching you keep though. More good defense.
Hey, stay with them on defense there.
Yeah.
By Nolan Ego comes down inside the Brown. Brown loses it out of bounds.
Yeah. Locked him up there. Flew on the chains.
Yeah. Hassan did a great job.
We need to start getting props up here. Maybe get some handcuffs for those kind of moments. Locked him up.
I get something for the 3 points. Oh, come on.
What was that?
Another moving screen?
Yeah, that'll probably be the call.
Man, you really would have liked to see a quick bucket
there that
would have brought it within 6.
Yeah, that would have really turned some momentum.
Kubo's picking Grant Ego up right at the half-court line. Playing really tenacious defense.
And just great defense from Hassan. I mean, Hassan, sorry, Hassan.
Floater, no good. Rebound.
Yeah.
Okay,
here we go. Now we're getting some favorable bounce.
Finished. He got 14 on the night. Looks like he's trying to cook. Annan's going to try it down the corner and be way off the mark. Rebound. I just felt the breeze.
Wasn't even looking at the video there, and I could tell what was going on. Another pop to nowhere. Oof.
Back out to his brother Grant. The spin.
There it is.
And let's go.
Foul called on Ego, and that is now the 4th offensive foul.
Threw it down.
Is there
okay? So I've been big on the NFL referee calls. You got the holding. You got the roughing the passer. What about I think my favorite one from the NBA referee is it's either it's not tripping. I think the kick. And they're like do the little shuffle, the jig. And they kick the ball.
I think I know what you mean. Yeah, there's the charge like that. There's the body where you.
The body is the best one.
There's body like that. Yeah. Because some refs, I think I know that there's a clip of an NBA referee doing that where he's like running out on the court, going body, doing it over and over. That's the one where like same with NFL. Every referee's got their own little flair. Same with the umpire. Every strike call is a little bit different. Every referee does a charge and a body call a little bit different. Most of the trap.
They're starting to get cold out here. The Tigers.
Tough shooting night here so far. Lillwitz 0 for 4. He's in there to shoot though. That's
Man, those corner threes have not been doing us justice today.
Good step ahead to Lillwitz to slow it down. Tigers. Ronald Johnson will set the offense back up. Let's get a little deeper in the shot clock.
Johnson. This reaching.
Yeah.
Run through the rest of the calls.
So there's like a personal foul, which would just be over the top physical contact of a lot of different kinds, which is just this. Arm on arm. Personal foul, number 5, 2 shots. You got travel, you got double dribble. That's a great one. Over the back.
Those are the bongos.
Over the back, like a backcourt violation, this was a carry, but I think the referee would probably do the same thing for backcourt violation. He'd probably go But if like a person carries the ball, it's that. You've got travel, charge, body, kicking, with just the kick your foot up. What else do we have? Tripping would probably be the same. I don't know if there's a hand sign or anything like that for moving screen.
We're going to want a miss here. Start to get on a run.
Depauw's been ice cold for the past 5 minutes. He's
going for the practice shot, the pre-shot practice shot. I've never been a fan about that.
If it was a good shot, he would have taken it already. He's thrown it out of the arsenal.
Bailed out by the rim.
Using a home run swing when you're on deck.
Yeah. In golf, how much golf have you played in your lifetime?
I've played a league over 2 summers, so I played a little bit.
Big scramble going. He's still on it. This is a jump ball.
You don't take practice swings? Yeah, there you go, jump ball.
I take a practice swing, but I'm afraid. I used to take. Oh, here we go.
I used to be afraid that we take too many practice swings, and I think coach is calling in for the women's team. See, admit this one.
We have a caller waiting in our waiting room.
Hi there.
Hi, Coach. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
We're just watching Oberlin fight back here. They brought it back within 7. It used to be almost a 13-point advantage for Depauw. We know that you guys have had some fierce competitions with Depauw in the past.
Kind of. We could say that. We are 0-29 as a program against them right now, but we did have a couple really close battles last year. And, obviously very optimistic that maybe this year could maybe be the year that we get them and stuff. So, but definitely had a couple good battles last year against them. I think we lost by maybe 5 at their place and at home by maybe 9 or 10. So
I remember those last year, and it felt like, the conversations with people I knew or with people on the team before and after, it was like, I felt like this was the year, and I feel like those same conversations are happening this year. It'll be this year. We got faith that it's this year.
I'm hoping so. Definitely. They're, obviously such a great program and stuff. But they got knocked off by Wittenberg, got them the other night, or on Saturday, Wittenberg got them. So it'll be interesting to see. We play them obviously next Wednesday. So looking forward to it though.
Well, Coach, as someone who's played a lot of, coached a lot of games on this court here, this away court at Depauw. Do you have any advice for the men's team now as they're trying to battle back?
I think you just got to kind of lock in, control the things you can control. I think it's hard sometimes on the road in the conference, and especially a place like Depauw. It's just important to focus on those things and try to block out the external stuff and hope that you keep chipping away one possession at a time and win each possession, kind of keep that mindset as much as you can and stay in that moment.
And it's interesting because for most of the game, the referees have let them play. It hasn't been overly physical, but they just haven't called much.
Right.
And we've in the last 5 minutes, 4 or 5 offensive fouls, either moving screens or a couple charges. Just a lot more involvement from the stripes. So I'm wondering, is it something that you would ever outrightly say to your players of, don't let the calls get in your head, or do you just trust them to weather that sort of change in the way the game is called, or do you talk to the referees? How do you handle that in game?
I think we absolutely do kind of remind our players hey, you got to adjust. I think we'll also try to have a conversation with the referee and say, hey, we weren't calling this earlier, try to just at least get them to give a little bit of feedback for why they're making those calls. But just a point of emphasis with our players, especially, it's just okay, now if they're calling it, you got to adjust, right? It's not going to help. I think you can ask them at some point, but it's also not going to help to react to calls. It's not going to be to our benefit to, just react negatively and stuff. We got to play above it. And on the road again, I always kind of say don't expect to get the calls. You shouldn't expect to get them. And if anything, they're more going to go against us, and kind of go in with that mindset of expecting that a little bit so that they don't react to it.
Yeah, they seem to be having gotten a little bit more used to it, but I think in the immediate aftermath, even both Depauw and Oberlin were struggling with it. They've also, I think, Oberlin has done better with taking good shots, and they haven't all fallen. But do you go into a game with set plays of in the first 5 minutes? I'm gonna run, XYZ plays because I want to get a rhythm. Is it see the first couple minutes of the game? How are they playing us? Let's call these. How prepared do you think you should go into a game with that kind of stuff?
I think matchups and just like it depends on your team, right? I think year to year it can be different. Even like we usually have like a set, first play or two where it's like, hey, if we don't have anything in transition, we're going to run this on the first play and see how they defend it. But we also really like for us get into our dribble drive and just get in that attacking mindset, and hopefully again, just get them back on their heels and try to let our kids play a little bit and not be too scripted initially. I think it was a tough matchup with us this past weekend against Denison. And, Denison is our former assistant, is the head coach there now, and Coach Mo. And, she knew every play, obviously that we run and stuff, which I knew she was going to know that. And so kind of having some counters and helping them see some different reads, I think is important too. But, yeah, game to game, we try to let them play, but we do obviously have a lot of sets and quick hitters just to make sure that we're getting the right people touches, early as well.
And coach, the Oberlin gym doesn't have it like this, but at Depauw they've got the student section behind the backboards. What's that like playing against?
Last year when we went there, I feel like it wasn't that many people, to be honest. It hadn't filled up yet. And I'm trying to think, we went in December. And so do they have sorry, I'm not watching the game right now, but is there a pretty good section there now? Cause I thought they weren't started their spring. They hadn't started their spring classes yet.
They got 10 very enthusiastic.
Okay.
Back there, 10 or 15 maybe. So
enough to put me off for sure.
I'd be intimidated shooting a free throw there.
Yeah, I think we don't see that a lot, so it definitely is probably a little bit more distracting because really there's just not a lot of locations where we're playing where they do have something behind the basket. But I think some of our kids really feed off of that. Some of our kids would enjoy that, I think, and would probably let them know about it when they made it as well or something. Some of them would rise to the occasion for sure and take that as a nice challenge.
They just ran a baseline out of bounds play, Oberlin did, and they kind of just, threw it over the top to Demi, let them get into a different set. Is your philosophy, if I've got an on the side or a baseline out of bounds play, I want to run something to score a basket quick, or are you just looking, get the ball in, let's run our offense? Do you have a philosophy with that, or is that situational?
Yeah, generally our out of bounds on the baseline should be getting us some type of a look, right? Obviously, we do have release options. So if the other team does defend the first, those 2-3 actions within that play, we do have an over the top release option just to get into something. Sideline, we will set up just an ISO at times, and then it's kind of the same set. And then we go into a lot of different calls out of that. So it looks like just a sideline set with an ISO for our post, but we have a half court set that we're intentionally flowing into. But yeah, usually, we like to think of those as obviously let's get a score out of it as much as possible with a couple release options, depending how they're defending it.
Okay, Coach. Well, thanks for calling in. It's always nice to hear how your season's going, how both teams are doing. So yeah, thanks again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Right. Take care.
Get Brown off his feet. Brown recovers.
And next also in our waiting room now is Maggie Boulderstone. She's a player on the women's basketball team.
Back in the day when that happened in church league, we had a big group.
Maggie, can you hear us okay?
Yep.
What's up, Maggie?
What's up?
Maggie, we just got off the phone with your coach. So can you give us a little insight on how your season's going?
It's going well, it's been really fun to just start our conference season. We keep saying that after our winter break, this is a new season for us. So that's been really exciting. Everybody came back from winter break and the holidays with a really awesome mindset to just compete every day. And push each other. And I think that's really shown up in our first couple of conference games, which has been really awesome to see.
Talk to me about the Comfort Inn Classic. We got to call one of those games.
We're really interested in the Comfort Inn Classic.
Okay.
Big wins. I was just wondering, throwing yourself all the way out to Pennsylvania for a weekend, playing on a neutral site. Like, what was it like? Was it Comfort Inn classic level?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely comforting to get some wins to start the new season, But it was fun. Like, I mean, when we went to our Marymount tournament earlier this year, obviously it wasn't a neutral site. I mean, I guess Juniata technically wasn't a neutral site because we played them, but it felt nice because a lot of people's families were able to come because it was a little bit closer to the East Coast-ish. So that was really nice. And also it was just like a lot of fun to start off end this 2022 season with a couple of wins. We had a really good time, I think, and just a nice way to like kick off the rest of the year.
Yeah, I know, with the success y'all had last year, seeing tougher opponents before conference play. That being said, what is it, 9-4, 4-game win streak? Like, it seems like stepping into good form at the right time. Like, what is it? Does it feel different this year compared to last year? If it does, how do you guys approach that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was good for us to face adversity early on in this season. Because last year, we went undefeated non-conference play, and we didn't really meet teams who challenged us. And so I think it was good for us to, hit a couple of roadblocks earlier this season and play teams that, we can compete with at a higher level that allowed us to be like, okay, like this is preparing us for a successful conference season. So, I mean, I feel like at the route we're going, like we're starting to play really, really well and mesh well together, but we're still not hitting our peak. And I think that's what's perfect is that we're working really hard every day in practice. We're really, really starting to I feel like the on-court chemistry is really starting to pick up. And I feel like it's only going to allow us to peak at the right time, at the end of February when we need to peak, when, we're hosting the conference tournament. Like, I think that's when we need to be playing our best basketball, and we're heading in that direction, which is just fun.
Well, Maggie, the men are speaking of playing up to competition. The men are not doing the greatest job at that right now. They're having a tough go at Depauw. So, someone who's played in the Neal Fieldhouse in Depauw, what's it like? We noticed the fans sit behind the backboard. It can be a tough environment. Do you have any advice? Do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think Depauw is a very interesting arena, a court, because they have an extra court on the other side of this long, I don't know, it's like this flimsy material. So you're feeling like you're getting all of the fans from one side, and then your benches, there's no one behind you. It's definitely tough because the Depauw fans just will say anything. And especially their women's team, they always have a ton of family there. So it's definitely a tough place to play in. It's a long trip for us, the 6 hours on a bus really hit you hard. I think it's good that the men went up a day before, but it's definitely a tough turnaround to go 6 hours on the bus and then to play this game today. So they're probably feeling it a little bit, but there's still time left. They just got to battle. Still time left.
Maggie, when we are hosting the conference tournament, I'm going to make sure to pull up to the court with the pots and pans and bring a harsh environment.
Good. I appreciate that, Max. We need the squirrel section going hard at the end of February.
Yeah, we'll be flying a Go Birds flag or something.
Yeah. We have to. It's gonna be the Oberlin women's basketball team in the conference championship, and then the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So,
great year for sports all around.
Yep.
Philadelphia's track record this year, it looks like they'll probably lose that.
I don't think so. I'm keeping the faith. Jack.
Yeah, hope will do terrible things to you. That's all I'm saying.
Good pass there.
So Maggie, last question before you go. Can you give an update for the fans on how things are going and what the future is going to look like for the next month or so?
Yeah. I mean, today we had a really great practice. We're preparing for Hiram tomorrow, so make sure that you all tune in. I think the game's at 7. tomorrow. It's a home game for us, so anybody who's around, come on out. Then we got Ohio Wesleyan on Saturday, which is going to be a really, really big game for us. It's at 1:00, and it's at home. But that's going to be a really huge matchup for us. We got a couple losses from them last year, lost to them in the conference semifinals last year. So it's going to be a big revenge game for us that we're really setting our sights on. And then we have Depauw next week. So we're heading out to Indiana next week. So that's going to be a big game on Wednesday. But, we're just taking it a game at a time, and we're just trying to prepare ourselves to be playing the best basketball that we can.
Well, that's great. Thanks for calling in, Maggie. It's great to hear everything. It's really great to hear from you. We don't get to talk too much during winter break. I don't get to see a whole lot of people stuck at home. But yeah, thanks for calling. And good luck.
Thanks for having me, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.
Climbing back slowly, Max.
This broadcast is not
doing it bit by bit. 5 minutes left. I think some of the Oberlin women's squad jumping on here, leadership, bringing a good little bit of energy,
Thanks again to the women's basketball coach for calling in, as well as Maggie. It's always great to speak to them. Don't get to see my friends too much, my school friends and acquaintances and fellow athletes. Jack, I'm sure you've been secluded. You only get to see those trees across to the east.
No more trees, and I've only got 2 or 3 of my Renegade Frisbee players here that I can, have come over and demand we watch a movie or something. So, been a lot of reviewing times, watching a ton of Depauw basketball. So, have to be as educated as I can, But this is about that time of year. Football is entering playoffs. Baseball has been well done for a while. Hockey is in its regular season. This is about that time of year.
It's all basketball.
Takes the pedestal. It's all basketball all the time. This is, as Maggie was saying, you don't want to be playing your best basketball right now, but you want to be on your way to playing it. And I think looking at the score lines, you would say that the men are not doing that, but I would push back on that in some way. They're not winning, and it's tough, but they're starting to see a little bit more production from other places on the court, and underclassmen production, which is also really good to see. So I think they're putting a couple pieces together. The question is, do they have enough time left to figure it all out?
36 seconds left to go. Kyle Lilowitz and Ryan James.
Same with this game. I don't know. Do they have enough time left? I don't know.
Quick reminder for those listening at home, don't know where else you'd be listening. Regardless, we will be on WGRE 91.5 starting on Saturday with a doubleheader.
Under 5 minutes remaining now. We're really going to find some sort of run and some sort of magic. Corner threes haven't been working.
Going to go to work on Grant Nigo, pull up.
I don't like that shot.
Good box out by Nolan Nigo, and his brother Grant pulls in the rebound. Grant's calling somebody to screen him. He's got a bit of a lane to score. Gets that screen from Hales. Goes down into the corner and finds Jacobson. Jacobson hands it back off.
That's the matchup they want.
It over to Hales.
Well, Yuki on Elijah. That's a size matchup that favors Elijah, but that's a tough shot.
Jumper, no good. Jacobson. Quite corral the rebound.
Okay.
All good there.
And there might be some people that are thinking, we need to come down, get quick 3-pointers, and play some hard defense. Not necessarily. It's about getting high quality shots. It doesn't necessarily need to be a 3-pointer, but I don't think that. I mean, that's a tough shot. I don't know. You're not going to make that more often than not.
So what you're saying is like that one went down, but is that the smart shot?
Yeah, that would exactly. And that defensively can't happen on the other end. You can't be going net neutral here. You got to be scoring. You got to be getting stops. 3 minutes left. You just have to be able to put that together.
Two seniors, you can tell they hang out.
That shot's okay. That's a better shot.
Floater.
That's what you want. Now you have to get a stop here.
3 minutes and 12 seconds left. We will be back.
Yeah, I'm
tired of looking at this stupid tiger.
Sort of like the TCU, what is it? The hypnotic toad they've got?
The
horn frog.
Yeah, it's the same energy, just dumber. Eyes don't do anything. It's not, How are they at baseball? Are they any good?
They beat
us last year.
What do you think about this year?
Oberlin's been a school that's always looking for revenge.
It's a good mindset to be in.
Revenge mode all the time. As Maggie said, they're looking for revenge all. Was it Hiram?
I think Hiram, yeah.
Every team that provides a loss looking for revenge.
Like I said,
the 0-29 record for the women's program is tough. But that's one of those things. Like once you break the threshold, the wins just start rattling off. Conservation of greatness. At some point, that record's going to even out. You think, right?
Hale's thought about it. He's still thinking about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Chucker.
There we go.
That's a good stop.
Now, good quality possession here. Doesn't have to be quick. It's got to be quality.
Off to Kubo, gives it off to Kostovich.
Screen. Yeah, all the way.
Kostovich is going to drive.
Ooh,
take that.
No.
Puts up a
Needed that to fall.
I feel like they were, you look down at the NBA arc there. It's the white one, right?
That's the college arc.
Yeah, I believe so. I actually don't know. Because I don't know. The white one looks like the college arc. But
what else could it be? There's no high school arc,
is there?
A high school arc. There is a high school arc, but unless they changed it, the high school arc should come in contact with the top of the key. There shouldn't be a gap. I don't. Maybe women's and men's college has a different 3-point line. I actually don't know, but that's a pretty significant difference there. I don't know. All I know is that one that Georgie put down was a 3. I don't know.
You go over to Lilwitz. It's off the ground. Lilwitz gets just a little more ugly. Grant Nigo's going to try a 3.
Way.
No good.
Even hurt over the back?
Oh. You heard it on the Depauw stream. Whoever's in the booth with them goes, no way. Right on when he popped that 3 off.
Yeah, that was a not smart decision from him. At this point, Oberlin's not just playing against the score, they're playing against the clock. And you have 30 seconds on a shot clock. You shouldn't be taking a shot.
What was the foul that was given?
So that's another call I forgot. Well, it's a personal foul, but they called it on the ground. So there's on the ground or there's shooting. And the shooting one is if you're fouled in the motion of shooting the basketball, you get free throws. If you're fouled on the ground, the ball just goes to the baseline or the sideline, and you take the ball out of bounds and then put it back in.
What's the hand signal?
On the ground.
Yeah.
And then I think shooting would just be this. Like I think
what's an up down?
Right.
Is that the name of it?
When you jump and then you land.
Like a jump ball?
No. Like you jump to shoot, but you don't shoot. You just land on the ground.
That'd be a travel. If I'm
just
holding the ball and I land with it, that's just a travel. But here it is. If I jump and I go to shoot and a player like hits the ball when I'm doing that, the referee would do this and he'd say it's tipped. And then it's not. I can't hold the ball in my possession, jump up and down, and still land with it. Get out! Get out! Up!
Oh, jeez.
That might be
left here, Depauw is up 9. Elijah and Grant kind of slow it down just a little bit here. They'd like to get a little more basketball.
Then they call it tip.
Try and foul.
The buzzer sounds.
9 points.
If I'm cutting in and out, I apologize for that. Something's called somewhere.
Finally, they go ahead and foul him.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's going to do it.
Never really could reduce that deficit. There were moments where Depauw was cold, Oberlin had a hot hand, but deficit never quite got reduced. And what'll that put the record here for Oberlin?
Puts him at 0-6 in conference.
He hits the second,
and it puts him at.
Back up to 11, 50
So we put him at
Chicago, baby, we hoop. He's got 4.
4-11 overall. On the fourth game of a 4-game losing streak.
45.8 seconds to play. Ball up 69 to 58. We'll be right back with you in just one moment at the Lily Pads.
Coming in for the Tigers.
Well, John Schooner was on his way to go scout out the OWU team. That's who the Yeomen have next. Let's see. I think that one might be at home. Find out in about a second. It is. That one January 14th. So at home, we won't be broadcasting that one, but Oberlin definitely trying to pick up their first win, their first NCAC win in that one.
And as Maggie said, next game for the women is against Hiram tomorrow at 7.
See how this goes for the Depauw team.
Back from the break here at Neil Field.
Depauw came into this game 11-3. So they're going to move to 12-3. See, they're 3-2 in conference. So taking a strong grasp on the conference. Depauw probably shooting for that championship. They probably want, they're probably looking for both conference tournaments to be held in Depauw.
If they could, I don't see whether, the benefit for both teams to be running at home is. And also, Indiana is far for everybody, so there's that added benefit.
Again, like I said, we're looking at a choppy final minutes here.
It is a grueling drive, I'll tell you that. The only thing on the way there is a stop for Domino's. Not the most nutritious option.
Not necessarily you want a Chipotle or something like that the night before a game. You don't
on offense, that's all right. Still up 9.
Oberlin aren't trying to go away here. They're just going to go quietly.
That's the thing is, you get a quick 3, 6 points, you make it interesting.
Depauw just called a timeout, so you have to draw up a play. Oberlin are going to want to foul. Obviously, as quick as possible. Miss both of them. Is it 1-1 right now, or is it?
It's bonus plus, so it's 2.
So they miss both. Foul the right guy.
Yeah, they're gonna try to put the ball in whoever's hands shooting the highest percentage. So
you got the high percentage free throw shooters on the court now.
Find his brother Nolan, or was it Tracy McGrady that scored like 13 in 30 seconds? I know Reggie Miller did something stupid like that. I think it was McGrady.
For the announcers, since I'm more experienced and more knowledgeable than them, I'll give you the specific facts. Reggie Miller scored 9 points in 8 seconds. Tracy McGrady scored 13 points in 33 seconds.
Rumor has it he and Brad Stevens.
So Tracy McGrady's 13 is out of the question. Reggie Miller's 9 points in 8 seconds still on the table.
Joey's looking at me like crazy.
That's why we're better than them, Max.
That's just what I heard.
You just have the knowledge.
I don't know.
Nolan hits his first free throw. He's got 5.
And so Oberlin putting in a lineup of their 5 best 3-point shooters here with, you might think on a different night Deemy would be in, but he just didn't have it tonight, so.
And you're cold.
What they'll probably do, and they might just leave these guys in, I don't know.
Turn the shot clock off now.
Oh,
ooh, there you go. This makes it interesting now.
Oh, get out of here. 6 of 11 from 3.
No big.
Giving the Depauw defense buckets right now, making it difficult. They're going to find Gene Ego, open shot. He's fouled.
Yeah, Jack, you were so far ahead.
Oh, I am?
I just saw the three-pointer. The stream just saw the three-pointer. So the stream was really confused at what you were saying. Something about going big.
How did I get ahead of everybody again?
I don't really think in my time watching basketball that I've ever seen like If it's a 2-point game, that's one thing. Or maybe not 2 point.
If it's like a 3-point game,
4-point game, that's one thing. But I don't think I've ever seen like a 5-point plus deficit get made up through the fouling strat. You ever seen that happen? Or?
Not that I can like remember. It's really.
Somebody's fouled.
Oh, that'll be. I mean, that's free throws. That's actually kind of interesting.
You're so far ahead. It's not even. No one knows what's going on.
Oh, okay.
You were only about 3 seconds.
Okay, I paused it again more. I've never seen like a 5+ deficit go up. Besides the Reggie Miller or the Tracy McGrady incident, but those also weren't the foul tactics. That wasn't the tactic Oberlin's using here. Those two specific instances also just got so lucky. I mean, those moments are ridiculous. Chris Allen making an appearance for the Yeomen, the quarterback for the football team in the thick of it right now, going to get a board. Wearing Larry Bird's number, 33.
So far in my Depauw baseball career.
Looks like one of the
announcers is a Depauw baseball player, or at least was. So we just let the stream know.
A little bit too close for me.
All right, so 7 points. A little 4-point play right here. A steal? You gotta nail the free throw first. Really got to draw out this last minute. Huh?
The thing is, yeah, I mean, for this to work, you have to not only go on and make a 3, but then the guys on the other side, got to miss both free throws.
Well, tell me about the rookie in the NBA who's been ice cold on the free throw side. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
He had the blue hair at one point. No?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
That was all over Twitter.
Pablo?
No?
Oh, Pablo?
I think he's a rookie this year.
Yeah, that'd be Pablo Banchero.
Doing a very good job.
If that's who you're talking about.
I think he was good, but he just can't shoot a free throw. Sounds like Ben Simmons. You're gonna call a timeout here? Man.
They're really
that'd be the right guy to foul today.
It's pretty much student led.
Let's see.
Mistakes are bound to happen. Busquets will try a 3 and he will hit
Wow.
it. Oberlin is fighting until the
Wow, it will not go away though. It have not been able to reduce the deficit by anything less than like 7.
8 before, so you get enough, this is where the clock makes it difficult.
Busquets reminded me a lot of Fletcher McGee out there. Wofford. Back when they made their big run in 2017. He hit a lot of 3-pointers. He was getting a lot of offensive boards. Fun guy to watch.
All right. Two misses. And then a quick 3. Yep. Not gonna work there.
And that's almost, you almost think you should probably miss that shot. Because
here comes Kubo.
I guess it doesn't matter much.
Busquets tries another 3.
Nope.
No good at the buzzer.
Well, that's going to do it here. Another disappointing loss for the men's team. They will play OWU next. We have our great John Schooner on the recruit for that one, but that'll do it for us. Thanks for joining the YoCast, and join us back next time. It's always good to see the fellow Oberlin supporters join the stream. Thank you again, Max Anastasio, and my counterpart Jack Povolitis.